What's going on, family? Welcome back to my channel. Like I said, I'm gonna be more consistent and putting out videos for you guys. I'm just trying to understand and figure out what topics to talk about, and how to bring my unique perspective to it. I guess today I wanted to talk about why Christians shouldn't bash their exes. That's one that I've been trying to figure out. And I'll talk about, I guess, well, first of all, pause. Have you subscribed yet? You about to get all up in my business and you ain't even subscribed. Like, shade. You being shady right now. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and then through this whole conversation with God. Like, God, listen. Like I've stated in my previous videos, that whole, these and thous and all that other stuff, I get it. It's reverence for God. It's respect for God. I get it. But that's just not my relationship with him. And so we keep it real. Yes, he keeps it very real with me. It's sometimes too real. And I just be like, okay. Anyway, I'm sidetracking. But in my conversation with God, I began to think about and talk about my exes. Like, they were horrible. They did this to me. I can't believe I let that happen. God, the devil was using them. And what happened was I was expecting God to, be like, yeah, they did that. Yeah, the devil was using them. That's the devil's son. I was expecting that agreement, and that ain't what happened. So I was a little confused, like, hold up, Lord. What the Lord began to talk to me about was my heart and my attitude in those relationships. And I was just like, I wasn't ready for that. Like, you supposed to be on my side, you know what I mean? Which the Lord technically ain't on nobody's side, okay? We're supposed to be on his side. But at any rate, so he started dealing with me about my own heart and my attitude as far as those relationships happened. And as we went through, I tried to justify what I was thinking. Like, I'm like, one of my exes, I'm like, yo, he used me, God. Like, he was just horrible. And God's like, well, did you even consider your attitude and your thoughts towards him, how you treated him? And I'm like, no. I mean, we ain't talking about me. We talking about them right now. You know what I mean? And it just, he began to reveal to me that I was actually very, very mean. Like, he brought back into remembrance some situations that I'm not very proud of, that in those moments weren't really triggered by anything. They were just in my heart to do. And so he began to reveal those things to me, and I'm like, gosh, that's not cool. Like, I really didn't even think that those things were mean or wrong at the time. And for, let me see, my ex from college, thinking about things that I said to him, the way that I acted, my personality, how insecure I was in that relationship. Like, I didn't even, like, if you would have asked me a couple months ago, I would have been like, I was totally over secure. You know what I mean? I thought I was popping. I thought I was the business, you know what I mean? But God showed me that I was very insecure, and it didn't help that he cheated. But you know what I mean? Like, it didn't, but I was already insecure when I got into that relationship. So it was, fair game for the enemy to be like, drop cheating on there. Let's keep this insecurity going. Let's fortify this wall, this stronghold, which I talk about in my book, Faith-Filled and Fabulous, Overcoming Strongholds and Withstanding the Enemy. There's a chapter in there. Talks about like strongholds and how those are built, what they are. And they're basically like things that happen in your life, that the enemy seeds that the enemy plants, and throughout your life, situation, experience after experience builds on those things, on that seed that he planted. And before you know it, you have a whole fortified wall around your heart becomes hardened towards certain things, certain people. You keep God out of certain situations because you have this stronghold in that area. And so that's what he started to do. So I had a stronghold with insecurity. So like I said, he dropped those cheat on her, lie to her, let's build this wall up, and then in my last situationship, y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't try to act like y'all know what a situationship is. You know what that is. But at any rate, I hope y'all get out of that if you do. But yeah, in that relationship, it was, she has an anger in her heart. I've always had that, and I thank God that he has, for the most part, delivered me from it and is helping me to walk steadily outside of that. And she has anger issues. Let's add on to that. Let's, use her. Let's manipulate her. Let's do all these things to confuse her and fortify that wall. But I thank God for his grace and mercy. Hallelujah. For delivering me and setting me free for his purpose, because I have work to do for the Lord. And you do too. You have work to do for the Lord. And so that's basically, why we shouldn't bash our exes, is because we're busy bashing them, but we're not even looking at our hearts. We're not looking at, ourselves. And the second part to that was he began to show me that, okay, so you want to post that all dudes are shady, all dudes are liars and cheaters. That has nothing to do with them. Nothing. Okay? Because half of the social media don't even know who you talking about, because most of us, I should say, ain't bold enough to tag homeboy. Let's be real. You know what I mean? So it's basically a reflection of ourselves. Once again, a reflection of our own hearts. That we're bitter, that we're mean, that we're petty, that we're really insecure and sad. It's a reflection of you. So when you're bashing him, when you're writing, a novel on Facebook, or you're doing Snapchat posts, stories, and you get all excited because Snapchat's going to delete it in 24 hours, or Instagram, you know what I mean? Like when you're posting all that stuff, it shows more about you rather than what they did. So you really don't want to do that. You don't want to go on there and bashing them and talking about they did this, they did that, because as you work on yourself, God will take care of the rest. Nothing goes unpunished. I'm going to say that one more time. Nothing goes unpunished. So when you do something, and you know what I mean, even if we are given forgiveness, yes, we're saved from the eternal damnation and all that stuff, but you still have the consequences of what you do. Like that part, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Okay, so we're given forgiveness so that we're not going to hell for it, but the consequences of whatever you did, they still come, because God is still a just God. He's still righteous. He's still sovereign. So, you know what I mean? So you don't have to worry about, oh, he did me wrong, I want to get him back. Nah, baby. The best revenge, and this is not a Beyonce line, so I'm not going to say the best revenge is your paper. The best revenge is living in your purpose, because that's where you shine. That's when you glow. That's when you get the real glow up, is when you're walking in your purpose, doing what God has called you to do, because he has anointed you. He put that thing in you. He thought, hey, you know what I mean? I'm going to create this. I want this girl to do this. I want her to look this way. I want her to have this talent. I want her to have this personality. And I put all of this in her because for this certain purpose. And then he created you. Like you were on his mind, like a masterpiece in his mind. And he created you in your mother's womb. So you have purpose. There is no mistake in you. Find that purpose. Work that purpose. Honor God in your purpose and watch that glow up, baby. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he might hit you up on DM, like, hey, big head. And that's when you ignore him. and have a good laugh with the Lord, you know, because you're doing what God has called you to do. You're not bashing anybody. You're not, you know, you're healing. You're allowing God to heal your heart and break down those strongholds. And the enemy can't play with you. He can't toy with you in those areas. You got to find a new way to toy with you. So that is my channel. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, make sure you're subscribed because I'm going to be more consistent with these videos. Share it with your friends. Comment what topics you guys want me to talk about. So I love you guys, love you guys, love you guys to peace. And I'm praying that you are serving the Lord, that you hear him, that you honor him, not just with the words on your mouth, but with your whole heart, with your whole life. And peace out.